Hi, again, Martina from Cambridge. Just wanted to give you guys a bit of information in terms of some of the niche products that we have on the private lending side. We do everything that a normal private would do, rescuing people in emergency situations, clients that have issues, but these are a few of the products that are a bit different in how we administer them. So just going to go through that. Stop me at any time if you guys have any questions, and you can use the chat as well. So a couple of things that I was going to discuss. The first one is our construction program. We've got a bit of an advantage there that I will discuss with you. The second one I wanted to bring up was our line of credit. We've got options in first and second position. And then a few things that we've been able to do to help in the real estate market as it is currently, just some short-term options. Does everyone still hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm glad that so far we're in good shape. I'm just going to move this over so I can read what I got here. So for construction, we do a lot of construction, and I'm seeing a lot of active construction starts in the interior specifically. With regard to where you guys are located and what Cambridge has an appetite for in your area, we'll do anything basically from seminar down to a Soyuz, anywhere in between. And in terms of areas in your general vicinity, we do Kamloops, and we do a lot of construction in that area as well. So happy to look at anything. We can go up to 75% max on a land advance. Keep in mind that the way property prices have been going, accelerating like crazy recently, depending on sort of the transaction history of the piece of land and the borrowers, we may not want to do 75 on every deal. That would be for good deals only. And to give you an example, I did a 330K lot purchase in West Kelowna quite recently. We gave them 75%. The client's plan was to hold the lot until they were able to sell their owner occupied, get a rental, and then start to build. Clients were AAA, they just couldn't hold two mortgages at the same time on the A side. It's the only reason we saw the deal. They had great credit score, good income, everything else was fine. One of the things that we also allow is a more flexible draw program. So if your clients require more than 3 draws, that's absolutely not a problem. We can accommodate draws at various stages. So let's say they get to 20% complete and you need a draw then, that's no problem. A lot of people need a draw after foundation, especially on some of the big houses. We try to make the process really simple. So you'd get an appraisal up front from the appraiser that you guys choose. We don't have a restrictive list on that. And the appraisal just go in and do inspections, email that report over with a request for funds, and that's how we would process. Everything is funded out on a cost to complete basis. If anyone wants a breakdown of what cost to complete looks like, I do have an example deal that I'm able to email out to you, how the draws worked, what the inspection report notes were from the appraiser, and then how we funded the deal out from there. But basically, it would just be done on a holdback position. So whatever the appraiser says is remaining on the cost of the build, and that's what we would do. We'd go look at the total cost of the build, less what the appraiser says is still remaining to do, and that would be how the draw is sorted out. Make sure your clients understand that, because there seems to be a lot of confusion when clients are building. They figure, oh, our appraisal report says we're 35% complete. We're going to get 35% of the money. And that's not quite how it works. So just make sure your clients know, and they've got a bit of a buffer there. We can go in first or second position on construction. I see a lot of clients that have a credit union first. With the cost of everything going up, they run out of funds mid-build. Those are great deals for us to come in. We can do a second. We're able to do them fairly reasonably, like you'd be in the 8% range on something like that. Go in, clients can use us for a short-term period of time. Perhaps they just need to get to the next draw, or some clients keep us on for the duration of the build. So let us know what you need. We can help out with that. The underwriters at Cambridge know construction really well because we do a lot of it. So they understand the process and they can guide you through, make sure that there are no hiccups along the way. And any questions that you have, we can answer. Does anyone have any questions specific to construction, the process, anything like that? I'm just going to get the chat up here and make sure.
Looks like anything in the chat.
I got someone up. So inter alia, great question. We can do inter alias. We can do inter alias between residential and commercial. We can do inter alias for construction all the time. What we're able to do in situations, if the client is acquiring a lot and they have a significant amount of equity in their owner occupied, we could potentially give them 100% of the purchase of a lot. So on an inter alia basis, that's a really great question. We can do that, no problem. A lot of people ask about pricing. And so pricing on construction varies depending on what the clients need in terms of the percentage of loan to value they need against the cost. So the maximum, of course, is 75% of cost. The more that you're requiring, the higher the price is going to be. So construction, I'd always quote your client somewhere between 6 and 7.95 in first position. Typically it's 2% split. Sometimes it's a little bit more if it's a rural area or the project is quite complicated. One of the big things in dealing with Cambridge is that we do not charge on the unadvanced portion. So it makes it a little more affordable for your clients during the build because they're only going to pay on the funds that they've actually started to use. So there's no standby fee. The first advance, the fee will come off of that. And other than that, it's pretty standard. I'm just going to flip the page here for where that, whoops. So just had a couple of construction deals. I actually already told you about this West Kelowna lot purchase. So we were able to do 75% just to secure a lot for the clients. These clients did not need any construction facility at the time. They just wanted to secure the lot. We have another one that's just being finished. Actually, it's quite close to Predator Ridge, 2-acre view property. It's a log home. It's really big. It's about 5,500 square feet. We approved 2.2 million in first position, and we were able to give them their first draw once they completed the foundation. It was a really big home, so the foundation was a significant cost to the client. Had they gone institutionally, they would have had to get to lockup before they could ask for their first draw. So that was one of the things we're able to offer the client. Oh, there's something back in the chat here. Do you go on cost or appraised value to complete? So what we do in terms of how we fund out is based on cost. So we do 75% of cost. We had one very recently where the client actually owned a log home building company. They got their log home package for free. So that was like $350,000. On that particular deal, we used appraised value to determine loan to value. So there's always exceptions to the rule, but in general, it would be cost to complete. Did that answer your question well, Judy? I'll give her a second just to let me know there. And that one where the client was actually getting their log package given to them is in Sorrento. We were able to do that construction there as well. I'm finding that our areas of lending are expanding a little bit as we get more comfortable with the interior, and also because my general lending area has always included the interior where Cambridge didn't have somebody on the road before. So send us the weird and wonky. We've been doing a little bit better at that. I'm just going to switch pages here. Hang on one second. Does not want to switch. Here we go. Okay, so line of credit. This is another one that's really popular right now because a lot of people are finding for the first time in many years, they now have an IRD if they want to get out of their first. So if they want to do renovations, they're looking at acquiring another property, or they simply have use for funds, we're able to provide a line of credit in first or second position. Obviously, a lot of people are taking advantage of this in second position rather than refinancing their existing mortgage. It's fully readvanceable, so they can pay it up and down as they like. One of the things I always make sure that I mention is that it's not like having a bank line of credit. They're not going to get a debit card and they're not getting checks to write off of this. So you don't want to sell this to clients that want to administer this similar to a bank account. You want it for clients that are going to pull lump sums at a period of time and either want to repay it quickly or just want flexibility to pay up and down. How we fund this is by electronic fund transfer. We can either send the lawyer a lump when we sign the file, or the clients can request them in stages. So the minimum advance is $10,000 at a time. We'd fund that into the electronic fund transfer account, and they just need to send us an email to request funds. Processing is about 1 day. So if they ask us in the morning before 10 a.m., typically we can fund that afternoon. If they ask any later than 10 a.m., it would be the following business day. And if the clients want to repay, we can either pull a lump sum from the bank account that we make the payments into, or the client can send us a bank draft, or they can pay it through the lawyers, whichever they like. We try to keep it really easy. And like I said, it's all administered in-house. So just make sure your client understands what the product can and can't do for them. If you have a client who is doing renovations or has a use for funds and they know they're going to need a certain amount, but they would like a flexible portion in addition to that, I can give you a combination product. So we could advance 200,000 up front and give you a $50,000 line behind that to use. I had a client that did that recently. She was buying a coffee shop. She wanted to renovate the coffee shop. The purchase of the coffee shop was in and around 150. She needed a $50,000 line in addition to that. We were able to do it. And it was secured against her existing residence, not the business.
That's pretty unique that you guys would do a residential finance for a business purchase, because that's where a lot of prime lenders are like, nope.
Yeah, we actually, Jonathan is going to kill me, and I know this is recorded, but I'm going to tell you anyways. We had a really cool deal. This would have been right when I started. So this was almost 2 years ago now. Gentleman had a float plane business. He was buying his partner out. He needed quite an aggressive loan to value on a house in Coquitlam. So he needed close to 80%. And the guy put up his plane as security, collateral security. So we were able to put a chattel on the plane as well as secure against the residence and give him the 80% that he required. So that one was really cool. It was a beaver float plane. Client's actually still with us 2 years later. His property's gone up in value quite a bit. So he probably doesn't need us anymore, but I called the broker not long ago and just let him know, hey, you might want to have a conversation. And we usually do that, just so you guys know, if we've seen the client on the books for a period of time, we will call you and just say, hey, you guys might be able to find this client an option. Now they've renewed with us 2 times, might be great to have a conversation. Anyone have any question about the line? Pricing on the line of credit is typically about a half point more than what you would see on a standalone. So I would say between 695 and sort of 849 if you're in second position. First position, you're like 649 and 695. So what I've noticed a lot, and this has sort of been a new thing in the private world, is we have a lot of tight turnarounds. So clients are making subject-free offers, their house hasn't sold, or they don't want to sell before they buy. And so in that case, you really want to make sure that you've got someone that's got resources, speed, and reliability to make sure that they can fund your deals on time. So those are a couple of things that Cambridge does have. So if you guys have things that are on an interim or short-term basis, we can assist you with those. We can fund within actually 1 business day. Jonathan did not want me to put that in writing, so I have put 2. Interim deals we can price really well. So if you're looking for a bridge situation and the clients are not going to have the funds for a long period of time, we can typically do those like 595 and a 75 basis point fee. Just let us know what you want to charge on top of that. On small deals of a short-term nature, fee is almost always the most important part of the deal. That's going to be the most expensive portion. So we can work with you to make sure that that works for your client. And what I've seen a lot of, particularly in most recent times, is clients that don't want to sell. They want to buy and then they want to sell later. And so they want to access equity right now so that they can buy something without having to worry about selling. Okay, so Dave's got a question. Is there a prepayment penalty or is the 1-year term open after a few months? It's a great question. We are open from day 1. So we don't have anything on our books at all that's closed for any period of time. So from day 1, we usually offer a 1-year term. I can customize terms if your client requires. We just did one that was 14 months. That's what the client wanted. That's when her first renewed. If you guys need 14 months, 16 months, 18 months, we can do that kind of stuff, but it's always open. Nobody really likes to be on the private side. It's sort of a bit of a blow to the ego when you don't qualify on the A side. So we try to make things as palatable as possible for clients and as painless as possible on this side too. It's our goal for your clients to not be in our product forever. It also is kind of how privates make their money, right? Turn money over, make money on fees and that kind of thing. So that's what I had lined up for you. The last thing I sort of wanted to leave everyone with was just that we can consider residential and commercial properties. We do small commercial, so 10 million and under, but we have done a number in your area. I actually just did an auto repair shop in Vernon, of all things. Strange, but we were able to do that one. That one we did at 65% loan to value. Client was pretty happy with terms. It's not something we do every day, but if you have those types of deals that come up, like I said earlier in the conversation when Dave brought up the inter alia, we can do inter alia security between a residential and a commercial property. So that gives the clients a little bit of ability to use equity that they currently have in their residence if they're purchasing a business. So we try to keep things pretty flexible. That's what I had come up with for today. Does anyone have any specific questions? Anything that you feel I didn't cover that you want me to go over? I know it's not a really long presentation.
Well, that was good. I have to pipe in and say that I've really appreciated working with Cambridge. I think we were utilizing a lot more of the local private lenders before. And as soon as you came on with Cambridge, we started using you guys. And yeah, the experience has been really positive. Good rates, very, very quick turnarounds. You and Jonathan are both very quick and direct, and it's very nice to be able to do stuff. So yeah.
Thank you. And thank you so much for the support. In the background, Jonathan knows Deb, and I think that helps. So he's got very fond memories of meeting Deb at different events and talks about it quite frequently. Anytime a White House.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Hey, no,
no more. No more.
Anyways, you guys have kind of an in there because he knows your broker owner. So would you please post your email? We have a commercial.
I can send it around, Dean.
Okay. So I would be your first point of contact. I'm going to be the first to admit that I'm not the best at commercial, but what I can do is ensure you get to the right underwriter. So that's basically what I'm going to do, is suss out for you who the file needs to go to. So Jonathan is typically one of our most experienced with commercial files. So he does a lot of it, but it's not always him that's going to do it. So feel free to reach out to me. I may not be able to answer your questions in very good specific on a commercial opportunity, but what I can do is make sure that whoever you're dealing with gets back to you very quickly.
Martina, can you tell Jonathan, hey, and I miss him?
I will definitely tell him that. By the way, he didn't tell me any stories. He just said he knew you, but I'm guessing there might be a story.
Maybe.
You can neither confirm nor deny, right?
Ask him about Prince Edward Island, and I guarantee you he'll go blush.
Uh-oh. Okay. I will ask him about PEI. Have you met Francis too, or just Jonathan?
Just Jonathan.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to double check the chat here, see if anyone else has got anything. Oh, I'm going to post my email in the chat just while I'm on there so that everyone has it in case. That might save you. Oh, Dave already posted. Thank you, Dave. That's awesome. You beat me to it. Okay, so I always like doing silly fun things. You guys have another couple minutes? Are you on a time crunch?
Of course, yeah, fire away.
Okay, cool. Well, I like to give stuff away. So why don't we do, you guys want Starbucks cards, or does anyone else have? Oh, it is not right. Whoops. Dave, you got a typo in my email. Oh, now you got it.
Yeah.
Do you guys want Starbucks, or do you want something else? Does everyone like Starbucks?
Oh yeah, it's just a bummer I can't be seen.
I did see you at one point. You had your cell phone on.
Yeah, I've had my cell phone on.
But we'll do it. Okay, we'll do it with the chat because that levels the playing field for everyone. So I'm gonna type the question into the chat, and then you guys can let me know. Some of it I've covered and some of it I haven't. So here we go.
Everyone's waiting.
There we go. There's the first one. What's the best rate on construction? Oh, Pete, you are lightning fast, and that is correct. Right.
Just go to the next person. Go to the next.
You're the first. 1% is Jonathan loves me. Actually, Deb, if anyone was going to get a 1% deal, it would probably be you. Okay, so next one, and 6.48. Ooh, clever, Dave. I can.
Are you buttering up Jonathan, Dave, or what? He's never given me that rate.
Okay, next one. Can we consider properties with the GRO operation? Oh, okay. Someone just has to guess no, and you'll be right.
Hurry, someone type no.
Oh, Kelly, you got it. Kelly got no in there really quickly. So no, we can't, just so that you guys know. We have done a couple on exception where there's like 1 or 2 plants in an outbuilding, but typically it's a no. If their income is derived from legalized marijuana, that's typically fine. We just like the grow not to be on the property. So last one. What am I gonna do? Oh, this is evil, but see if anyone gets this. Does anyone? Okay. Does anyone remember the name of the pony? So I brought a pony up to Deb's open house. Ooh, Brian got it. Brian and Deb. Okay, that's a bit of a tie. You guys basically
Brian.
Exactly the same time.
Brian's first in the list though.
That's impressive.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. So yeah, Angel can come up anytime you need. The offer is still there. I know it hasn't worked out for the Winter Carnival, Brian. I'm sorry.
Insider information.
Yep. All right, that's what I had.
Martina, thank you so much. That was fantastic.
It was awesome.
I will share your info with the crew, and then if you and I'll also send you the most up-to-date broker list. If you can get all the brokers on your mail outs, that would be fantastic.
I will, yeah, because it looks like there's some new faces. So thanks, Dave. Thank you, Judy. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm just going to take a second just to write down who I need to send the gift cards to before we end the chat, if that's okay.
Absolutely. I think it was Deb 3 times.
Yeah. I got Brian.
You can't even see me doing a thumbs up for that. I don't know why.
Can you do an emoji though? Can you do a reaction?
I don't know. Hang on.
No, nothing. Hey, I don't see anything.
I can see it on my screen.
I see nothing. That's odd.
Peter, can you see it?
Oh no, I see it.
I can see it.
Your reaction is on there.
A laughy cry.
Oh, weird. I can't see it. Okay, I got everyone's name written down that I'm sending stuff. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate it. I know these Zoom calls are probably getting old now.
Awesome. Thank you. And we're going to carry on. We're just going to keep, we got a little bit more broker meeting to go.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to jump off and you guys carry on. Thanks so much,
Awesome.
guys. See you later.
Thanks. See ya.
Bye.